Now with us, Democratic Senator Patty Murray, who represents the state of Washington. Senator, thank you very much. You called this a break glass moment. You're pulling the fire alarm. Tell me why you are so concerned.
I am concerned for every single person who works for us in the federal government, doing the jobs they're doing every day, being told by the richest man in the world, give me all the records you have. And I am concerned, just as an American citizen, that he has access to this. He has access to your Social Security information, your Medicare information, and that he is using these lines to then go after critical funding that people out in our communities are using for really important projects. I just think this is a three-alarm fire that in this country, the United States of America, the richest man in the world, at the behest of Donald Trump, can go in and access this kind of information and use it against you. That's not who we are.
So they would argue that what they're trying to do is make the government work more efficiently, that the government's too bloated, it's not working. That's why they got elected. The American public wants them to do that. And I'd like you to respond to not only that, but something that one of your colleagues, Senator John Kennedy, said about why Democrats seem to be or are so frustrated. Listen to what he said.
Some of my colleagues are screaming like they're part of a prison riot, that this is unconstitutional and wrong, and they're very process-driven. In my opinion, they should be substance-driven. By that I mean the central question here is, what were we spending taxpayer money on? Whether the president had the authority to do it, and the allegations that Musk is copying down everybody's Social Security number, I think that's a distraction.
Do you think it's a distraction?
No, this is not a distraction. And this is not a process. This is attacking the very things that we, who represent our constituents across this country, have worked for, fought for, and in a bipartisan way, worked to put into government spending bills that is used by people all over our country. It is not a process when a preschool or early childhood Head Start program in my state was shut down last week. And even though there was a court order that it was unlawful what they were doing, still has not gotten the money, because you can't just shut a program down and then restart it because somebody said, oh, never mind. It all takes a while. So they're looking at laying off teachers and telling kids not to come to their Head Start program. Who does that affect? Obviously those little kids, but to every family that was relying on that Head Start to be there, on the community surrounding it that was expecting those people to have paychecks and be able to shop at their local stores this weekend. This is a huge impact. That is a tiny little example of what the kind of impacts that we were talking about here. It is unlawful to say, for a president to say, I am going to decide where the money goes that Congress appropriated. He can say, I disagree. He can send back people. John Kennedy can come in and say, I'm going to offer an amendment. I'm going to fight this a bill. I'm going to say I don't want to spend that money. We debate it. We vote for it. A majority has to vote for it to become law. You can't pass a law and then say it doesn't apply to me. That's what they're doing here. And the American people are angry. My phone lines are flooded with people who are saying, oh my gosh, what just happened to me? I have a little federal grant that I've been using to help reintegrate veterans into the community. The funding has been cut off. As the person who's running this told me, he said, I have to go out and drive an Uber to make sure that this program keeps going. This is impacting real people in real ways in our country. It is illegal. We are raising the fire alarm, and Republicans should join us because they, too, voted for those bills for that spending.
You say how it's illegal. There's an injunction on that OMB order to stop all the federal funding. There's that. Is there another lawsuit that you're considering or somebody's considering to question whether Elon Musk has the authority to get into financial databases, to get into the Treasury, and whether the people that he's has around him that are helping him also have that sort of authority? Is there a lawsuit that can address that? And if not, what can Democrats do other than say that this is not allowed?
Well, Katie, what we can do is highlight what is happening and the stories that we are hearing so people understand the real impact of this. There's a number of attorneys outside of us, whether it's our state AGs or community organizations, who are writing and filing those lawsuits because they have standing and they can impact them. It takes some time, which is frustrating, but that is happening. And we have to call upon our Republican legislators to listen to the people in their own communities who they have been telling that they are fighting for to help them with whatever resources they need, and are now just going to turn around a blind eye to Trump and Elon Musk and say, well, whatever they decide is going to be what the final decision is here. I'll tell you what, as somebody who's been elected by the people in my state, I stand up and fight for them every day. I don't say, well, what Elon says. I say what I fight for, and that's my job, and every single member here should be doing that. They should not be ceding power to the richest man in the world to decide where your tax dollars are going to go.
Senator Patty Murray, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate it.